Hi everyone. I know it's been a while. I've been traveling again, which is exciting and fun, but also exhausting sometimes, you know. And yeah, so I'm back and I heard that we're going to do today something called, basically, I've always struggled with saying your higher self or your best self or whatever, because it sounds like, then there's a lower self and a worse self. And I don't really like the lower, worst, words. But what occurred to me as I was going through some stuff over this last couple of weeks is that it's really your unconditional self versus your conditional self, right? The unconditional self is the self that exists without conditions, without limitation, without even a physical body, where your conditional self is your physical body. There's limitations that go along with that, and there's conditions that go along with that, right? So I'm going to start using unconditional self versus conditional self. And this is a message from your unconditional self to your conditional self. Okay? So let's open the energy, and you can pick the tarot deck. We have the blue moon one, the blue and gold star one, and the gold sun one. So we have the whole universe here on the table. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead, and I just realized that I don't have two of my pendulums over here, but that's okay. I hear that's how it's meant to be today. Very interesting. So we're going to go ahead, open the energy, let you pick your deck, and then we're going to see what your unconditional self has to say to your conditional self. I'm excited. I hope you are too. All right. If you haven't picked your deck, you can pause the video and do so. But I'm going to get going here with the first group. So the first group, this is a message from your unconditional self to your conditional self. Whoa, okay. That did not take long. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so your unconditional self is saying, first of all, it's a message of love. This is an offer of love from the Knight of Cups is an offer of love. It's a message of love, and it's an offer of love. So this is a message of love and an offer of love from your unconditional self to your conditional self, and they want you to receive it that way. But they're saying everything needs to come to the surface. Everything needs to come to the surface. Bring it all up. Bring all your fears, doubts, concerns, worries, your shadow self, your dark side. Like, let it all come to the surface. All of your emotions that you keep hidden and buried, all of your thoughts and fears and whatever. Everything that's in the subconscious needs to come to the consciousness. And the reason for that is, someone said this very well once, and I don't know who, so I can't credit them, sorry. But they said, we all have free will, but there's one thing that can override our free will, and that's our subconscious. So we need to bring our subconscious, everything from the subconscious, into the consciousness, so that we can look at it and we can choose from a place of awareness of what our subconscious is doing, what fears it has, what doubts it has, what games it's playing, what is it doing? Because it can be self-sabotaging, right? Your subconscious can be self-sabotaging. And I'm hearing right now your conditional self can self-sabotage you, where the unconditional self is offering you love over and over and over again, and the conditional self might be refusing it and sabotaging it, even though it wants to receive it, right? So that's why you need to bring this all up into the consciousness so that you can actually choose and use your free will finally, okay? So we have the World card here and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity. It's new beginnings in the physical world, okay? So when you bring everything to the surface, this is going to bring you new opportunities in the physical material world, okay? Opportunities for prosperity, for wealth, for love, for anything material and physical that you can imagine. So because you will now be able to exercise your free will consciously. You will be able to create consciously, right? You will not be self-sabotaging anymore, hopefully. That's not what you're going to choose. And this will bring a cycle to completion with this World card, okay? So you will be whole You will be wholehearted. You will be making wholehearted decisions. You will be making decisions from a place of wholeness because you've embraced and loved the subconscious self. So you're not bringing it up to say it's wrong, to punish it, or anything like that. You're not saying your conditional self is wrong, etc. Even if it is self-sabotaging, it's not wrong. You're going to love it. Your unconditional self is loving it. Loving your conditional self, loving your conscious self is loving your subconscious, okay? So you're accepting it, you're allowing it, you're letting it give the voice and say, I don't like this, I don't like that, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that, or I do believe this and I, whatever it is, it might be limiting beliefs, whatever it is. You're bringing it all to the surface, you're bringing it all into the light, you're looking at it all, you're receiving it with love, you're accepting it with love, unconditional love, and then you are going to be whole, right? Because you're receiving all of you. And that will bring something to completion, and that's going to bring you opportunities, new opportunities in the physical world, in the material world. And again, with the world card, the world is your oyster. You'll have the world in your hands. The world, as you open yourself up to the world will open itself up to you, and things are going to change dramatically for you. It's going to bring huge opportunities for you when you do this, okay? So your unconditional self is offering you love. It's offering you a safe space. It's saying it's safe. I love you no matter what. You are unconditional. You are limitless. So get all of this out in the open. Get it all up to the surface. Your fears, your doubts, your belief systems, everything, okay? That's what it wants to say to you. Now, they want me to use these tea leaf cards. Let me see. It wants me to use the pink cards, and it wants me to use some from the middle of this deck. All right, let's see. So your unconditional self is saying, when you do this, it's going to bring you new opportunities in the physical world, right? And look at this, plenty of material things. Yes, 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 yes. So exciting. So do this, bring it all to the surface. It's worth it. Do the shadow work. Face all of your fears, face all of your doubts, face all of your limiting beliefs, face them all with love, with the unconditional love. Let your unconditional self create that safe space to do it in. Know that your unconditional self is always there for you, okay? It's always there for you, no matter how many times you've sabotaged yourself, okay? It's always there for you, and it wants you to bring this all up to the surface so you get it all out in the open so that then you can consciously create the life you choose and open up these opportunities and bring this plenty of material things to you, okay? We want one more card from here, okay? There we go, the flute. Okay, there's going to be some disappointment in a friend or a lover. No, there has been disappointment in a friend or a lover. And that is what caused a lot of the doubt and fear, okay? So you've probably experienced disappointment. They're focusing on the word disappointment, okay? So they want you to bring all the times that you've been disappointed, that you've disappointed yourself, that you've been disappointed by others, that you've been disappointed in the universe, in God, whatever you call it. Get all of this disappointment out. It is the disappointment that is keeping you stuck and that needs to come out, okay? That's what they're giving us a clue. It's the disappointment. That is key. It's the disappointment that needs to be released, that needs to be given a voice, that needs to be heard, that needs to be, brought to the surface, looked at, accepted, loved, thanked for, because disappointment serves a purpose, just like anything, right? Yeah. So, and once you get all of that disappointment out, you can move to the place of satisfaction and happiness, because it's like, I always talk about the two sides of the coin, right? So disappointment is one side of the coin, and satisfaction, happiness is the other side of the coin. So once you get all that disappointment out and you accept it and you allow it and you thank it and you honor it and you value it. So we're going to go through this together. I hear, do it together. So I choose to allow disappointment. I choose to accept disappointment. I choose to acknowledge disappointment. I choose to remember disappointment. I choose to reveal disappointment. I choose to recognize disappointment. I choose to receive disappointment. I choose to forgive disappointment. I choose to trust disappointment. I choose to honor disappointment. I choose to value disappointment. I choose to believe in disappointment. I choose to understand disappointment. I choose to love disappointment. I choose to be disappointment. I choose to surrender disappointment. I am disappointment, and disappointment is me. Now, that's one side of the coin. So now, I choose to allow satisfaction. I choose to accept satisfaction. I choose to acknowledge satisfaction. I choose to remember satisfaction. I choose to reveal satisfaction. I choose to recognize satisfaction. I choose to receive satisfaction. I choose to forgive satisfaction. I choose to trust satisfaction. I choose to honor satisfaction. I choose to value satisfaction. I choose to believe in satisfaction. I choose to understand satisfaction. I choose to be satisfaction. I choose to love satisfaction. I surrender satisfaction. Satisfaction is me. I am satisfaction. All right, so now you are whole and complete with disappointment and satisfaction. They've come together. And that's everything. Do that with everything. Everything that's lurking below here, get it up, get it out, voice it, allow it, embrace it, do that process with it. And it's going to bring you wholeness, and it's going to bring you completeness, and it's going to bring you opportunities in the physical world. It's going to bring you plenty of material things. You can create anything you want, and you won't be sabotaging yourself anymore, because you're just going to bring it up. Whatever you feel, whatever you fear, bring it up. Okay? Is there anything else that you want me to say to group number 1 that you want me to do, see, know, hear, understand? They want me to use this tarot deck. This is a beautiful little tarot deck. It's from the 1870. It was created by J. Godet in Paris. And it's quite an interesting little tarot deck. And they want me to use this one for some reason, to get one more card for this group. Oh, and they want me to show you the 111. So they want me to read the 111 before we go. And they actually want it from this book. This book is a different book. It's not my angel number book. It says Answers to Uplift and Shift. It's more of a statement book, okay? So the 111, let's see what the statement is that they want us. It's a shifting statement that they want us to see and say before we get the new card. Okay, let's find it here. All right, 111. Through inspired intention, I align myself with the infinite generosity, genius, and grace of the universe. Yes. And that's the thing. Once you bring everything to the surface and you have it in your consciousness, you can create and intend consciously and use your free will to do so without your subconscious overriding it. Okay? So that's beautiful. Okay, what's the last card they want to show us with this deck? We've got a few of them. Is it this card? This card? Sorry, there's 2 cards here. Are they both? What, both of them? Interesting. They're both, this is 12 and 12. Interesting. So this is queens, but they look like kings, but they're queens. Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay. And 12-12. Okay, well, 12-12 is wish fulfillment, I believe. Right? 12-12 is wish fulfillment. That's, yeah. And it's that conscious creation. Being very conscious. Like 11-11 says, you know, be... Okay, 11-11 says, they want me to read it because it just opened right up to this. Cosmic wildcard. Anything is possible now, so let go of interpretations about what has been. Align yourself with loving frequencies and be ready to enjoy rapid unfoldment in unexpected ways. Okay? And then the 12-12, they want me to go to the angel number book and read what it says here. But I do know it's wish fulfillment. The 11-11 is wish fulfillment, but in a slightly different way, because it's saying you're manifesting what you're thinking. So clear your thoughts and make them, you know, get rid of all these, not get rid of, bring all the, you know, so-called negative thoughts, the conditional thoughts, we're going to say the conditional thoughts to the surface, so that you're aware of them, so that you can choose to create with your unconditional thoughts, okay? 12-12, you have the power to bring healing and light to the world. Notice how your intentions and actions are already just doing that. Beautiful. That's the angel number that they want to talk about here. And as the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords, you have the power to do that, okay? The Queen of Cups is loving. She's the divine feminine. She's the mother energy. She's the receiver. And the Queen of... you couldn't get too you know, this is the two sides of the coin thing here. I was going to say two more opposite. The Queen of Swords is strategic. Sometimes they say she's cold-hearted. She's not. She's just very, you know, she's in her mind. So this is the Queen of Cups is all in her heart, and the Queen of Swords is all in her mind. So she's strategic, ambitious, you know, very, very strong will. She can use her free will, and she can manifest and create and intend whatever she wants. She can mind over matter anything. And the Queen of Cups is just this loving receiver of all, right? So with this power of both of these queens, you can do a lot for yourself and for the world. That's why you have the World card here, okay? So bring it all up to the surface, all right? And especially the disappointment. Okay, anytime you've ever felt disappointment, just bring it up. Bring it up and do that process that I did with you, and it's going to clear the way for you, is what I hear. This is what your unconditional self has to say to your conditional self. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Wow. Okay, group number 2. Group number 1 had quite an amazing reading. Let's see what yours is about now. Group number 2. Here we go. I saw 1616 at the beginning of group number 2, so they want me to go to my angel number book and look at 1616. So let's see what 1616 has to say. Take time to find balance in your life. So this is what your unconditional self is saying to your conditional self. Take time to find balance in your life. You are being encouraged to slow down and consider your intentions carefully before you proceed further. So pay attention to what your intentions are, okay? Because you're going to create them. So slow down, find balance in your life, and really become clear about your intentions is what your unconditional self is saying to your conditional self right now. What else does your unconditional self want to say to your conditional self with this tarot deck? Group number 2. This one? Yeah. Oh, a change in perspective is needed. Okay. Do we want another card? One more card. Yeah. Okay. A change in perspective is needed. Although this is in reverse, but these cards we always read in upright, I believe. Let me just look. I want to look at this particular deck's. I'm being called to look at this particular deck's interpretation of this card. I believe they're always upright. I just want to make sure of that and see what this particular deck says about this card, because I want to get this right, what they're trying to communicate with us. Bear with me. I don't know why. Oh yeah, okay. Because this one has the cards within the cards, so I was fumbling there looking, but I figured it out now. Yeah, so put it upright, because in this deck they're always upright. And I know it looks reversed when it's upright, but it's a hangman, so it's upright. So it says, peace through self-discipline and freedom from distraction. So yes, a change in perspective is needed. So that's why, we're going to go back to the 1616 message that they gave you. So this is your unconditional self speaking to your conditional self. Take time to find balance in your life. You are being encouraged to slow down and consider your intentions carefully before proceeding further. And then they're saying, a change in perspective is needed, and you need to find peace through self-discipline and free yourself from distraction. So I'm saying you need to meditate. They're telling this group you need to meditate, okay? You need to learn how to meditate. If you don't meditate and you don't know how to meditate, find someone who does Reiki and or energy work, whatever they want to call it, and have a session. You can even YouTube one and have a session, because it really helps you to meditate. When, like, if you're like me and you're a person, 25 years ago, I could not sit still. I could not meditate. If someone told me to meditate, I just was like, okay, whatever, it's goodbye. But I found an energy worker, and it's really, it's amazing. So for me, Reiki and meditation helps people who don't naturally meditate on their own, meditate, okay? And we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is your ship coming in. Your Three of Wands is, if you meditate, you will be rewarded for your for your intentions. So meditate to get clear on your intentions, and then use your willpower to create what you want to create, and it will be rewarded, because the Three of Wands says efforts rewarded, success in business, efforts rewarded, and it's, you know, all the work paying off. But it's this, to me, this card is the will card. You're willing your ship to come in. On other decks, is it this deck? No. On another deck I have, it shows like a man standing there with 3 wands, lighting a torch, guiding his ship in, that he's willing in. So this is the willpower card. You have great willpower. You have amazing willpower. You have so much willpower. That's why you need to get very, 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 very clear of what you're intending, because you can will anything into existence, they're saying, okay? So get very clear. Take the time to meditate and get very clear about what it is that you want to do, what you want to intend, what you want to create, because you can. You're so powerful at doing that. You can do it so easily, okay? Now they're bringing me to this book, and this book is a book of statements that uplift and shift. And they want me to look at the number 23. Let's see what it says. Okay, so let's look at that. 23. Together we generate the energy and inspiration to create positive resources which will benefit the collective. Okay, so you're not just intending for yourself, you're intending for the collective. So that's why they want you to get really clear. It reminds me of the Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay, get really clear and intend for the collective, is what they're saying. For yourself, but for the collective. That's why they want you to be very, very clear. You are so powerful at willing what you intend into being. Okay? Look at this archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up for you. So as you meditate, that's what's going to happen. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up for you to will into existence and to, you know, reap reward from. And you're not just doing this for yourself, you're doing it for the collective. Okay? Look at that. Money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. With this 3 of Wands card, that is success, that is, you know, rewards for your work. So, I mean, geez, they can't be more clear. Do the meditation, open up these opportunities. You will be rewarded. Get very, very clear on your intentions, okay? They want you to get very, very clear on your intentions. 2222 for this group. So that is 22 times 2. Let's see, they want me to go to this book again. So we had 23, now we have 22 times 2. So that is the predecessor of the 23 in here. Let's see what 22 says. Ah, yes. 22 in this book. This is the book that uplifts and shifts with these statements. I co-create through sacred partnerships based on mutual enhancement, affinity, and trust. That's why you're not just creating for yourself, you're creating for the collective. I co-create through sacred partnerships based on mutual enhancement, affinity, and trust. That is beautiful. And that was times 2, okay? So get very clear on what you're intending and creating for yourself and for others and for the universe, okay, for the collective. These cards are really interesting. They were created in 1870, and they were created by someone named G. Godet. They were created in France, in Paris, in fact, and they want me to, there's a card in here that they want me to know which one it is, and they want me to use my gold pendulum for that, okay? So, is it this one? Okay, so that's one of the cards. Is that one a card? No. Is that one? No. 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 And no. Okay, so that's the card. So these just attach themselves to it. We're going to get rid of them. And this is the card that wants to show itself. So this is the 4 of Cups. This is the 4 of Cups. Wow. So this is a beautiful card. The 4 of Cups is about letting go, like not fearing the past repeating itself, and letting go of whatever didn't manifest in the past. Stop focusing on whatever you didn't create and manifest in the past, and you know, focus on the new cup, the new opportunities, the new possibilities, the new paths opening up for you. So let the past go and stop fearing that the past is going to repeat itself. It's not. You know, maybe in the past you've been frustrated because you haven't been able to create, your willpower hasn't been working for you. Well, that's because you weren't clear, okay? But now you're going to get really clear with this meditation process. And so believe it. Don't fear that it's going to repeat itself and you're not going to be able to create what you want to create. That's in the past. Let go of the past. Those 3 cups that are overturned, forget about those. There's a new cup being offered to you. In this, let's see if I can find it in one of these decks. The new cup is being offered to you, and that is the cup they want you to focus on and believe in yourself and in your power to create. That's the shift in perspective that you need too. You need to understand that you are a powerful creator, okay? You can will things into existence. That is who you are, okay? That's what your unconditional self is telling your conditional self. So believe it, allow it, but get very clear, because you don't just intend for yourself, you intend for the collective. All right, so that is a big key, and that's why they want you to do some sort of meditation or energy work or Reiki in order to get super clear on what it is that you want to intend for yourself and for the world. And they want you to believe in yourself, okay? They want you to believe in your ability to create. So this is the 4 of Cups in the other decks, and it clearly shows these cups, they're done. They're in the past. They're not going to repeat themselves. Whether it's like unfulfilled dreams, unfulfilled manifestations, creations, whatever it is, don't worry about it. It's in the past. There's a new cup being offered to you. Receive that new cup, okay? So that is what your unconditional self wants to say to you, group number 2. I hope this helps in some way, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye for now. All right, group number 3. Let's see what your unconditional self wants to say to you today, to your conditional self. Okay, here we go. We got something. So, upright. Okay, so this card was the last card in group number 2. So you might want to watch group number 2, but so this seems like a continuation of group number 2. So let's see what else. We're going to get one more card for group number 3. Okay. Very cool. So we're gonna turn this over because we're reading these upright today. So this was the first card of group number 2, and this was the last card of group number 2 in a different deck. That same, it was the 4 of Cups. So this is really cool. So definitely you might want to watch group number 2 as well. Okay. So what they're saying, where we left off with group number 2, is you need to believe in yourself and your ability to create. Forget about the past. Do not worry that the past is going to repeat itself. Whether you weren't able to create something in the past, let that go. It's over. It's not going to happen again. There's a new cup being offered to you here, a new opportunity and a new cup. Believe in yourself that you can receive it and that you can have whatever it is that you are meant to have in life, okay, that you came here to receive. Okay, so they want you to shift your perspective from I can't have it, you know, I've tried it in the past and it hasn't worked out, and to I can have it. Okay, so yeah. Now they want me to look at 42 in this book. 42 is, this book is basically statements that help you uplift and shift. So let me look at what 42 is saying to us. Here we go. Let me look. I commit to my relationships with trust in the divine plan unfolding between us. Beautiful. So this is about relationships. Okay. So whatever's happened in the past in your relationship, let it go. Forget about it. It's not going to repeat itself. It's done. It's done. You're not going to be on that merry-go-round anymore. It's over. You're off the merry-go-round, and there's a new cup, a new form of love being offered to you. Okay. So make that shift in your perspective. Believe it and know it. I commit to my relationships with trust in the divine plan unfolding between us. So there is a divine plan unfolding between you and whoever you're in relationship with. Trust it, believe it, okay? It's all meant to be, and the past is in the past. Let it be, okay? Don't let the fear of the past repeating itself stop you from receiving this new cup, this new love being offered to you, okay? This new form of love. So now we have a tea leaf. Funnel. There's been a period of frustration, that's the past, these cups, and lessons to be learned. So you had a period of frustration in your relationships, but there were lessons to be learned. It was part of the divine plan. Let it all go. It's over now, okay? That's what your unconditional self is telling you, okay? It's over. And then we have the throne, because it turned itself up, so it's the throne. So you're in a position of authority now. So if in the past you felt that you were like, not in a position of authority, that you didn't have dominion over yourself, that you couldn't make decisions for yourself, that you weren't free, that maybe you were stuck or trapped or being manipulated or whatever, that's over. And you understand now that you are in a position of authority and you have free will to create what you want to create. That's why you need to watch group number 2. Okay? So, but you are now in a position of authority over yourself. Okay, is what this is saying. No matter who you're in relationship with, they can't take that away from you anymore. Okay? You're not going to give your power away to anybody anymore, no matter what. All right? That's what your unconditional self wants to say to your conditional self. And here we go. This is the 8 of Swords, which is perfect. 8 of Swords or 8 of Wands? I think it's the 8 of Swords. Let me just double check in this. I'm still learning this new deck from the 1870s. And I just want to make sure, I always have to look at the other cards to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Yes, the Wands look like something different. And yeah, this is the Swords. Yeah, that is the Swords. See, I can see because the swords appear on this card. So that's the 8 of Swords. Okay, making sure. And that is the perfect card for this. So good. Because the 8 of Swords says you are not imprisoned. If you believe that you're imprisoned, it's in your head. Okay, so no one can imprison you. That's the shift. That's the perspective that you have to, the shift in perspective that they want you to have. You are in a position of authority over yourself. You have dominion over yourself. No one can imprison you. No one can take your free will away. No one can take your choice away. That is not possible. That's what you've learned in the past in your relationships. Okay, you were frustrated. You've probably felt, oppressed or victimized or trapped or, whatever. But all of that is not true. You've learned that. And so because you've learned that, there's a new cup coming toward you. The past will not repeat itself. And you need to shift to the perspective of you are your own authority. You have dominion over self and you can intend and create for yourself. And you are a master at doing that. And that's why you have to watch group number 2. Okay, so make sure you watch group number 2. Are there other numbers? So that's 428. They want me to look at the 428 in this book. We're using this book today, the statements that uplift and shift. Okay, 428. Let's see what that has to say. The universe provides me with all I need to discover my inner talents and fulfill my spiritual potential. No one can take it away from you. Okay, the universe provides me with all I need to discover my inner talents and fulfill my spiritual potential. So you have everything you need. You don't need it from anybody else. You're not being oppressed by anybody else. You're not being victimized by anybody else. You're not being held in prison by anybody else. You're not being held back by anybody else, okay? The universe provides you with all you need. You don't need to get it from anybody else to discover your inner talents and fulfill your spiritual potential, okay? You are in charge of yourself. That's what your unconditional self wants to say to your conditional self. So your conditional self might feel sometimes that it's limited, that it's controlled, that it's oppressed, that, it doesn't have the resources, it doesn't, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Don't make it wrong. It's fine. The conditional self can think that all at once. The unconditional self is here to say, I love you, conditional self. But that's not true. Okay? I saw 33 times 2. So we're going to look at the 33 in here, and it's a times 2. So they really want you to hear this. 33, I choose to devote myself to my heart's higher purpose. Beautiful. So that's what they want you to do. Choose to devote yourself to your heart's higher purpose, and the universe will provide everything you need. And I did see 33:55, so they want me to go right to the 55 now and read that one. Divine disruptions and pattern breakers lovingly support a more beautiful reality for all concerned. Okay, yes, so this is definitely in the past. There's been divine disruptions and pattern breakers. So you've broken a pattern in relationships, okay? There's been divine disruptions and pattern breakers who have lovingly supported a more beautiful reality for you, for all concerned, for all who's watching this video right now. So you've broken the pattern, okay? You've gotten off that merry-go-round. You are free from whatever has been bothering you. I saw 3443, so I'm going to look at that next. But you are free from it, okay? You are free. You're not being held in prison by anyone. You are in a position of authority. You are free. So 34 and 43. As I express my creativity, there is an increase of clarity, healing, and practical blessings in my life. That's 34. So as I express my creativity, there is an increase of clarity, healing, and practical blessings in my life. And now 43. I commit to my creative self-expression, and in doing so, awaken a helpful healing process within my soul. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's where they want me to leave it today. So you have a beautiful day. Watch pile number 2 if you haven't already. There's more messages for you there. I hope this helped. And this is what your unconditional self had to say to your conditional self. One last message. They showed me 35. So I am going to go there because that's a ×2. They want me to end it on 35 for you. I attract new venues of healing. No, I attract new avenues for healing, change, and manifestation through creative expression. Beautiful. That is your reading. All right. Goodbye, guys. Have a beautiful day.